trust is very important, and I'm gonna break it down to you because everything starts and ends with trust. Who you marry, who you do business with, when you talk with somebody, you have a level of trust or a level of doubt. So here is the formula, if you want to write it down. I like to break down things into formulas because when I'm working, I don't have time to sit and reflect. It's happening so fast, I gotta have my formulas. So here is the formula. Write T-R-U-S-T. Write it like this. T and then below it R-U-S-T on a piece of paper. In the top line, to build trust with somebody, the first T, think of it as time. Time. You have to have time with somebody to check and verify the gap between what they think, what they feel, what they say, and what they do. If somebody tells me, Sharif, I'm gonna actually meet you at the location to see the property at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I go there at 9:45 and I wait at 10:15. I text him at 10:20. I call him at 10:30 and finally I get a call and he says, I'm on my way, I'm so sorry, I got stuck in traffic, whatever. Then he shows up at whatever, 11 o'clock, an hour later. If he tells me, let me go ahead and send you some documents on this and I'll send them by tonight, I lost trust already. I don't think he's gonna send them that night. I think he's gonna forget. And guess what? The likelihood of him following up by 5 p.m. or by whatever. So trust needs time to check the gap and the flakiness. How flake are these people? How serious are they? Do they follow through or not? So you need some time with somebody. As a matter of fact, people brag about how long they've known somebody. They say, I have worked with this contractor for 7 years. I have met this person. We've been married for God long. People, it's so important because you can only have a social front and a personality lying to somebody for so long. At the end, you'll be exposed, they will be exposed. So from the get-go, if you are yourself and you're authentic, it's great, and you expect that from others. As a matter of fact, the time element is so important that when they want to trick somebody, do you know how people trick somebody with the time? There was a Candid Camera show, and they showed people coming out of the bank, and somebody will come in and say to them, I'm with the FBI, and they show them a little card, and they say, the money you just got here, the cash, because they eyes people that just got cash. Let me see, these bills are fake. We have to take them. We need to sign this thing, and we're gonna actually go to the agency, and then we'll send you another $300 worth. And people were falling for it. So the question, and then they said, this is Candid Camera, we're joking with you, we're not FBI, we're just filming here. And people will be like, oh my God, I thought the bank is fraudulent and whatever. So how did they do that? How did they build trust with them in a second? I'm FBI. Because they showed them some legitimacy, something to build credibility, the card from the FBI, the fake card. It's like a policeman walking in, knocking on your house, you open the door and say, we think there is a robber that just jumped in your backyard. Well, the guy is wearing a police officer suit, there is a car outside, I trust him immediately, go in, help me, let's see, the kids are here. So there is no need for time to build trust with that because there is a uniform or there is a card or there is something that creates legitimacy. This is very important in the world, like when I tell people, why do you set up a real estate fund? Because you honestly want to build trust in the shortest period of time possible. So you want to show them, I am filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Go to sec.gov, here it is, Sharif Medawar, I've been filed since 2009. I have a fund, I raised money, I've been paying, and I've been paying people for 15 years. So see how I give them the shortcut on time because of my history and the credibility. And that's how you build trust in a shorter period of time. Number two, the R. The R is what I call role, rules, relationships. Okay? So people, like I tell you about the police officer, his role is a police officer. It just cut the time frame because his role is very clear. He's a police officer. He just came after me in the car. So I trust that he is a police officer. I was speeding. I stopped. He comes out. He tells me, I'm a police officer. I'm stopping you because this. My name is John Doe. My number is this. Show me your driver's license. That's if he's trained. If he's not trained, he's going to tell you, just show me your license registration. I'll tell you later why I stopped you. But anyway, so people assume roles in a relationship. And your role could be, I'm the husband, I'm the father, I'm the neighbor. You take a role in your head and you immediately start having to behave in that role. So you have to understand, when you have a relationship with somebody, to build trust, you're taking different roles. You're the contractor, I'm the owner. You're the designer, I'm the owner. You're the investor, I'm the fund manager. You see, so what role are you taking? Are you aware of your role? Are they aware of their role? Maybe they don't know what their role is. So if you have people working for you, you will have a problem if you haven't clarified the role and the rules and responsibilities. You see? So you have a positive relationship, and you will have more positive relationship than negative relationships if you clarify the roles, rules, and expectations, including with your own parents, including with your kids. When I do a seminar, I tell the students, here are your roles. I want you to pay attention. When you have a question, write it down so we can do this. So I tell them the roles, the rules, the expectation, what the responsibilities are. Make sure you don't go past the word you don't understand, etc. Okay. So that builds trust when everybody knows what the role is. I was in Mexico City one time. I got stuck. I missed my connection. I was calling someone and they said, be careful in Mexico City. They kidnap people. There is robberies. There is all this. They scared the heck out of me. As soon as I hung up, it was 11 at night. I have to spend the night because I missed my connection. And this guy comes over to me, dressed fine, but just came over and he said, you want a ride? I got a car, I can give you a ride. I panicked. I said, no, I don't need anything. Gracias. I came out and I look, and there is a Volkswagen car, white and green, and it said taxi on top. And the guy sitting in it looks like a criminal. But guess what? It's a taxi. Immediate credibility. His role is clear. My role is clear. I came in. I said, hi, can you take me to, is there a Hilton? Or is that, oh yes, this is New York. Come in. I came in. He took me. It was safe. It was all a phobia in my head. And guess what? The role was clear. He's a driver in a taxi. I'm the passenger. It was all resolved. I didn't need a lot of time to figure it out. The roles were clear. Number 3 with the U is understanding. When you have understanding with somebody, you have trust. What are the components of understanding? There are 3 components to have understanding, which is the universal solvent for all relationships. You must have understanding. Number 1 is communication. The communication is me sending a clear message to someone who can understand it. He listens or she listens, acknowledge it. Like, hi, good morning. The person says, yes, good morning. What time is it? Oh, it is 11 o'clock. See, they understand, they acknowledge, and they reply. So that cycle of communication is very important. In the communication, we must have the second component of understanding, which is in agreement on reality. In agreement on reality. That means if I say, this is a glass, if you tell me this is a chair, we got a problem. I can't trust you, you can't trust me. One of us is wrong, one of us is crazy. So an agreement on reality is so important to build the third component of understanding, which is affinity. Affinity is the tolerance of distance. Affinity, the more you like somebody and understand them and communicate with them and in agreement with them, the closer you want to be with them. You find 2 lovers holding hands, walking engagé, holding each other. You find 2 people fighting, the person leaves, slams the door, they don't want to be close to each other. So affinity, communication, and agreement on reality are the actual triangle. When you raise one, you raise the 2. You raise one, the 2 other raise. As soon as we have an agreement on reality, we like each other, we want to communicate more. Try to go with your spouse and say, let's go choose a car. And he or she will say, I don't want the car, I want an SUV. And you don't want an SUV. And you say, no, I don't think we should get an SUV. What are they going to say? I don't need a car anymore. I don't want to go shopping. She walks away or he walks away. You have a disagreement on reality. Affinity breaks down. No more communication. So this, when you have these, you have understanding. All right. The next one is S for safety. Safety is so important for trust. If you don't have safety, that means I know, let's say, Ernie. And I know Ernie and Ernie knows me and I feel comfortable with Ernie. I have consistency with Ernie. Ernie has predictability with me. We have that comfort feeling when we're together. It's not like one day he's upset, one day he's happy, one day he's this, is unpredictable, inconsistent. The safety factor is so important because that builds trust. Okay, if your dog bites you sometimes, does not bite you sometimes, you can't trust the dog. Is the dog coming to bite me or is excited to see me? What's going on? You want some consistency of some sort to have some trust with an individual. And finally, the last T is for the tone of emotion. The tone of emotion. If I'm talking to somebody and they are sad, mad, frustrated, how can I have trust in them? Have you ever communicated with an angry person? They exaggerate everything. Try to tell an angry person, please tell Joanna I want to talk to her at 3 p.m. You know what that angry person is going to relay the message? He's not going to say Sharif wants to talk to you at 3 p.m. He says, you're in trouble. Sharif really wants to see your butt at 3 p.m. over there because he's going to talk to you about something. He's going to add some salt and pepper with his madness and craziness. So the tone of emotion, from the highest tone of emotion, which is being serene and content about life and accepting things and handling problems with some serenity and playfulness, to being enthusiastic, interested in life, to being conservative and reserved about things, to being a little bit angry and having covert hostility, to being truly expressive, offensive and angry, to being sad, to being depressed, to being apathetic. These are tones of emotions that when you identify somebody from the way they talk, you can tell how happy or how sad or how mad they are in life. You can predict their behavior. Emotion predicts motion. Emotion is expressed through a body language, a certain attitude about life, and a certain words. Somebody who comes to you and tells you everybody's unhappy about the schedule, nobody wants to do this, or somebody talking to you and having a fight, you always do that. And you never do this. You see, all these exaggerations tell you they have low tone of emotion. What's your role then, if they're usually good people, but they're mad at that point, is to match their emotion. You see, if somebody's angry, I go angry with them. It's a lower tone of emotion. It's like, I can't believe that this has happened and you're the manager in charge and you're the owner. You're so right. I can't believe these people did this. I should fire them all, but you know what? You're a good person. We're going to make it up to you. And then I bump them up in the tone of emotion. The person calms down. Okay, you wouldn't have to get so mad about it. And next thing you know, you can reconnect at a more enthusiastic level in life. But you can really, really know if you should trust somebody or not, because those who are angry or sad or mad may not produce or have a positive relationship as you expect. So the time, the relationship you have, and the rules that are clarified between you for each role, the understanding through communication, affinity, and agreement on reality, the safety and consistency factor, and the tone of emotion is what will build trust. And I use that formula constantly. It has helped me because everything in life is based on relationships, whether your relationship with yourself, with others, with money, with anything around you in life. And I use these formulas to help. Feel free to help.